All right, Libra, hi, and welcome to the Mother Tressa channel. If you're already familiar with this space, then you already know what to expect, so welcome back. Glad to be interacting with your energy again. But if you are new to this channel, then welcome in and definitely feel safe enough to be yourself wherever you are energetically, be it positive, negative, or neutral. Really doesn't matter so long as you leave better than you came, okay? Like this video, share it with other Libras that you know, and subscribe to this channel if you like my vibe and you want more of these videos, okay? Also turn that post notification on so you're made aware as soon as I upload. But we're gonna start with love for you guys. What's going on? You have the Nine of Wands, the Sun card. Okay, you have a whole story. The Seven of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so let's start with the obvious here for the gentlemen or women, dating women. You have two suitors here, and you're being given an ultimatum, I feel, by one of them, saying that you can't keep stringing them on forever. You know, it's time to make a decision. So who are you going to choose? Is it me? Is it her? For some of you guys, it doesn't have to do with another person per se, but it can be an ultimatum of like, okay, we keep struggling when we get to this certain area in our relationship, in our dynamic, right? There's like a missing puzzle piece. And I feel like for some of you guys, it has to do with communication, right? One being able to open up and explain what makes them upset, like the what, the whys, the whos, you know, more difficult, challenging questions that can really get to the root of the problem itself, be it between you and a counterpart or be it between you and yourself, as you can always be fighting your own internal battles, right? But in regards to another person, it's like when it comes to the communication, you guys always hit a wall, right? And so it's like, look, we've been doing this now for X amount of time. Either we can get to a point where you can be more emotionally receptive and expressive as well, or it's just not going to work. Like at this point, you should trust me enough to be able to tell me things, you know, and you don't have to tell me everything, right? I don't need to know absolutely everything about you, but still there are certain things and elements in your communication style that may be lacking, okay? And so somebody can just simply be fed up with it and be giving an ultimatum with this sun energy that's here. For some of you guys, you're just going through challenging times with someone because it's like there's always something. If it's not one thing, it's something else. And so some of you guys are just thinking to yourselves and having to potentially make an executive decision as to whether or not this is something that you can actually tolerate and or handle with this Queen of Wands energy. And sorry, I know the lighting. But with that Queen of Cups, it's like, okay, is this something that I can truly handle? Or is this something that I know over time is just going to affect me, you know, in my energy, in my mood, and turn me potentially toxic and thinking about, you know, cutting ties. For those that are single, I feel like this Nine of Wands is just kind of like that butterflies in your stomach feeling, that optimism of knowing something is about to happen. But being that the nine is associated with the zodiac sign of Sagittarius, you're looking at it from a more optimistic lens, Libra, and thinking that something great is on the horizon for you. It's like you can feel it. You know it's coming, but you don't necessarily know what it is. Okay, so this can be an idea that you come upon. You have your eureka moment, if you will. The light bulb just goes off. Or this is if you've been, doing the work to put yourself in an energetic space where you're ready to invite in another person and have a companionship, then it's like, okay, you may not know who this person is at all. You may not be talking to anybody at all, but you have this sense that somebody is about to come into your life. You're about to bump into an executive, a music executive or something artistically here. It's just something that is divinely appointed, that is coming, that is really going to put you on a path that you have been waiting so patiently for to have. With these double sevens now, with this Four of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Cups that's at the bottom of this spread, I want to go back to a relationship because it does talk to your house, Libra, the number 7. And that being contracts, things that you have a certain obligation or responsibility to, right? An obligation to fulfill or a responsibility to, or whoever you feel responsible for. This relationship here, I feel like you just know that this person is either about to come back into your life, or again, you're going to meet the person that you have been destined and or fated to meet. And so there's a little bit of like anxiety and or nervousness, kind of, I'm hearing jitterbug. But those like little jitters that you get before, you have your first conversation or exchange that introduction, if you will. So it's that you're processing and having to go through. Some of you guys, you're nervous because you just want to make sure that you're ready and that you have done all of the healing, right? With that Wands energy being action oriented, and then the Cups talking about your emotions and feelings, right? That you have done everything within your powerhouse, wheelhouse, if you will, to heal from anything that you may have been holding on to, anything that you deem to be baggage. But as we go into every situation, partnership with someone, we do still carry some baggage, right? But it's just making sure that you have dominion or sovereignty over your being, and that you can maintain a level head in this next partnership that you experience. It's really coming for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's just making sure that this time that you remain accountable for your what is that called? Just honoring your commitments, That's all that you have control over, are the decisions that you decide to make for yourself and for the union, okay? Making sure that you're not going to be playing a manipulation game. Some of you guys, if you feel like you've been going back and forth and you're on and off with a particular person that may be coming back, it's like at this point you're fed up of those types of emotional and psychological games when it comes to the relationship and being able to define the level of commitment that exists between the two of you. You're at that point now where you're at your wit's end. It's kind of like a pointless game to you because it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. Because to have the Nine of Wands and then the finishing card, if you will, be the Knight of Swords. That can be like a pause, a break, a breath that is required. And it's always required because you guys just bicker so much with trying to completely establish the relationship so that the foundation can be built for it to be sustainable. If that's really what the both of you want. And if so, then why keep playing the game? You know what I mean? Again, it goes back to that, like, it's pointless to keep sitting here and acting like we don't like each other or that we're not madly in love with each other, or insanely in love with each other. Healthy though, right? Healthy relationship and boundaries. But why keep playing and or denying ourselves this experience? You know, the full and complete experience at that. Nobody wants half-assed love, you know what I mean? So those are some of the ultimatums. Like, if you're not going to come correct, then don't come at all. Like, if you want to issue an apology, that's fine. If it's sincere, it'll be accepted. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have access to me or my energy anymore. You know what I mean? If you're not going to do what you know you need to do to uphold your end of the bargain. There we go. That's what I was looking for as a word. To uphold your end of the bargain in this relationship. Be accountable for your part. Be willing and open to learning how to improve and enhance the relationship once you're in it. You know, that's the thing. People get what they so wish and desire and then get comfortable in it and forget just how precious of a gift it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have an experience with another person is a privilege. You know, it's not a right. It's not something that you are entitled to keep. You know what I'm saying? If you don't actually cherish it and honor it in the way that it needs to be maintained. You know what I mean? So that's the thing that you guys are looking into in terms of relationship, or figuring out how to mend in terms of relationship and reestablishing trust, you know, and or new boundaries. Maybe you guys need to figure out what keeps you spiritually grounded as well, which can also help with enhancing and improving the relationship, right? Establishing and ensuring that you guys have a spiritual connection. Those are usually the stronger bonds, by the way. And that's what some of you guys are realizing that you need. You need a spiritual connection. You need somebody that is attuned to their emotions. Okay? So that's what you're learning, Libra. But yeah, figuring out how you can have more intimacy in your relationships. Because for some, it's been very surface level, keeping each other kind of like at arm's length or at bay, not wanting somebody to get too close because you've been disappointed in the past, you know. So again, just making sure that you're healing for these relationships. Now, in terms of career and money, let's see what can be going on. Ooh, you have the Five of Cups, the Empress, the Six of Pentacles. Okay, let's do one more. All right, and the Nine of Pentacles. So some of you guys are going into business for yourselves. Bittersweet. Because for some of you guys, that means leaving people that you have some sort of relationship with, right? You have a connection, or you just feel like, you know, they're a part of your family, soul family, if you will. And so it can be hard to leave if that is the case and that is what's happening. But at the end of the day, you know, they support your endeavors. There are a lot of people that are supporting you at this time with your new transition, and they understand that, you know, that was just a stepping stool. You know, that was just one of the places and one of the stops along the way to get to the destination. Nothing is permanent here. So for some of you guys, it is bittersweet, and especially with the shelter in place and, you know, social distancing, you may not be able to have that like proper going away party. It would have been nice to see some people one last time, or be able to speak with some other people one last time. But if you have email, you know, access to email, then there's a way for you to always keep in touch. You know, so it doesn't mean that you have to sever the relationship altogether just because you have outgrown that space, but instead just be able to make sure that you are transferring those skills, rightfully so, into what you're doing so that you can remain successful. Some of you guys are going to be interested in professions related to digestion and or digestional health. and or things dealing with romance. So matchmaking business is on the horizon for you. Some of you in the medical field, and or that's what you're departing from. So being a nurse, being a doctor, but typically gynecologist, like it's focused around the woman's anatomy, if you will, or wanting to open up a private practice. That's something that you're really interested in, that may be catered to just a specific demographic, you know what I'm saying? So tailored to women, tailored to minorities, tailored to maybe at this time providing relief for those that have fallen on hard times, and so you're doing something more so for the community at large with the Six of Pentacles, trying to figure out how you can give back. Some of you guys might be donating goods and or services at this time. And you find enjoyment in being able to help those in need, right? Those that have been put at a disadvantage. And so some of you guys are awakening to your purpose and or your passion, right? And that is maybe the business. You're starting a nonprofit. I think I called it a non-for-profit in somebody's video. I don't know if there's a difference between the two, or if there's only one real term or descriptive word, but doing something like that, it really feeds your soul to know that you are doing for more than just yourself, because you realize that this experience in this life is not just about you. So however you spend this, right, that's what you will be involved in, Libra, or finding more interest in at this time, dabbling in some hobbies, definitely doing things with music and or with your hands, things that involve like plant life, herbal life, like again, like natural medicines, if you will. I'm hearing tonics just with this cups and this Empress. Spiritual tonic, I don't know if that's a thing. Spiritual baths at this time can help, especially with this new moon. If you're trying to attract and or draw in money, you have to be in the energetic vibration of being able to receive money and being able to receive gifts. So if you know that's something that you're not accustomed to, you're gonna have to fix that, right? And know that it is normal, though, because maybe you're the type of person that always does for everybody and nobody really does for you. And though you don't ever look at it like that because it's coming from a selfless place, you have to find, I don't know what word I want to use for that, but you have to find acceptance with being able to let other people help you, you know, and give to you, even when there is no reason or purpose behind it, you know, just out of the kindness of their heart, they want to give to you. So that can be what has to be worked on in order for you to be able to draw in more abundance. But yeah, money looks good at the end of the day. You know, for those of you that are single and you didn't really care about the love reading, that's why, like, if you had to choose right now between love and or your career, some of you guys are going to be choosing your career. All right. So, yeah, that's what I have for y'all. If this reading resonated, definitely give me a thumbs up. Again, share this with friends and family. Maybe somebody else was meant to hear this message that you're connected to. And subscribe if you haven't. If you want a personal reading, you can book with me. I leave my email in the description box at your discretion. But if I don't hear from you guys, then please just take care of yourself and your soul until you see me again. Ciao.